Identity is a difficult concept to grapple with. It tends to be an elusive concept that we regularly speak about but rarely define. In our world today, it's crucial to try to understand the cultural identity of others, especially those in conflict, outside of how they may be portrayed in the media. In the novels we have read this semester, many characters are forced to develop and define their identity within a conflict. While there are many elements that feed into one's identity, shaping cultural identity within conflicts such as the ones in Reading in the Dark, And They Didn't Die, and A Map of Home, forces our characters to think differently about their personal identity and how it fits within their society. In Reading in the Dark, our nameless narrator lives in conflict-torn Northern Ireland. Our narrator struggles to come of age as he attempts to dissect the secrets hidden from him by his family. Throughout the novel, our narrator uncovers more and more of his family's secrets. However, it doesn't give him the satisfaction he first believes it will. With competing communities and stories swirling around him, our narrator must accept his family's secrets for what they are and try to move forward. In And They Didn't Die, Jazile faces many challenges as she finds herself in apartheid South Africa. A majority of her challenges come from life as a woman. As Jazile fights for her agency, she hurdles over problems that many women face all over the world, such as pressure to have children, an absent spouse, and sexual abuse. But those problems are amplified by her living under an oppressive system that is constantly working against her and her people. In A Map of Home, Nadali grapples with her identity as an Arab American. Her layered cultural identity as a Palestinian, Egyptian, and American proved to be a bit confusing as a young child, but as she grows, she learns that her identity does not have to be tied to or divided out into certain categories, but her different cultural layers of identity can be as important and influential to her as she chooses for them to be. In the end, of course, our characters have arrived at a very different place in their developing identity than where they started. When we hear stories like those of our character in the media, we often only get the end point of our novel. From these novels, we might get headlines like, "Man lets father die in ignorance," or "Woman murders soldier," or "Girl escapes abusive home." But those headlines aren't the most important part of their stories. Our characters develop their identity in the entirety of the novel, not in only the last few pages. For us as readers and members of society, we must always remember that people are more than their headlines.